stop twerking for City, blood. Yeah? Wait. Hey. What's this say? I told you there's a parade in May. I never lied.
Hey. Yeah.
They say I can't keep my talking move. Hey, Mr. Conway.
Hey.
Jess, we done it. I don't know what to say. I'm sure you don't know what to say, but we're here. Make sure you're following on Jess's platform as well. But we fucking won the league.
I know. It's insane, isn't it? Make it smaller. Make it smaller.
It looks weird.
Make us smaller.
You
think so? I'm like, do it with my face right now. Do what's going on.
Cool. You know, leave it like that. Listen, I don't care what we do. Take it away, Jess.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say. It still doesn't feel real. Watching everybody celebrate on the streets of London, seeing so many videos and pictures and people sending me stuff. I'm just like, this is amazing. Like, I know that there's obviously like a narrative or like people trying to throw this like, oh, well, it can't be as good if, two teams had to draw for you to win it. But I'm like, do you think we care? We don't. I am so
game, it's a marathon.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Watching that Crystal Palace game, knowing that we're already champions, like this is exactly what I need. Like, it's been a long season. It's been a long six years with Mikel. And, the players obviously deserve it, the board and the ownership. But I think, nobody deserves it more than Mikel Arteta. I think that he's shouldered a lot of that, that stress and that pressure, and he's got us over the line. It's crazy. I'll be at the parade, guys. So yeah.
You're gonna come, yeah?
Yeah.
Front and center stage. It starts at 2 p.m. Everyone needs to be there. Bring your boots, bring your dinners, bring your shin pads. I love Mikel Arteta. They were talking too much about my football club. I just want to say, first and foremost, if Win the Dog has more Premier League medals than your team or your Star Boys or whatever, please don't talk on us. Max Dowman has done more than everybody. I'm ready for these agendas. Gyökeres, number 14. There's just so much, man. And obviously, immediately after the game you're referring to, Bournemouth and City, like everyone, or like every Arsenal fan, I hit the streets of London, innit? Well, specifically N5. Surreal. It's crazy. And we was jumping up and down, Jess. We was obviously singing chants. We was obviously rejoicing. But every now and again, whether it was man, woman, young or old, there was a point where every Arsenal fan is tapping each other and going, did we really win the league? It ain't sunk in yet. And do you know what's annoying as well, Jess, for me? Have you noticed how there's radio silence with non-supporters that make YouTube videos and media platforms? I've not seen any congratulations. They're just, now they want to have context. Now they want to have honest debates. And there's three sides to every story. Yes, there's a lot of Arsenal fans that are incredibly unbearable. But if we strip it back and use our common sense, one, what fan base doesn't have that? Two, you lot like to clamor our club, attack us. We're bottlers. You lot got more energy for us than your own football clubs. And then when the shoe's on the other foot and it's now time to talk our shit, you're unbearable. Now we need to be unbearable because they made up their minds anyways. Like, we've done it with a striker two strikers that nobody's really convinced with. Bukayo Saka and all of our attackers have stunk up the place for the majority of the Premier League season. Zubimendi's taken the second half of the season off. We've had injuries, we've had everything, and we've still managed to win the league. If you've got all of these criticisms about our football club, why have you not won the league? Why have you said, what is it they say as well, Jess? Our football is unsustainable.
It's just cope. Like, everything is cope. Like, every day is cope. Like,
I love it.
Cope. Like, I know that this is absolutely killing them. And the reason why I know this is because I have agendas and I have people that I don't like as well. Watching like Man United win like an FA Cup nearly sent, like, it almost killed me. Just that, so watching us win the Premier League, I know they're burnt up, and you have
bring the
to
bottle done out as well.
Yeah, you literally have to make up. You have to make it up. You have to make up nonsense to get you through the day. They're hurt. Yeah, and I don't think we're probably the only club that could make all 5 rival fan bases just hurt.
Have you seen the new one, Jess? MOL has rigged the league for us and all of this kind of crap. Which I would say, I don't care, because we still had to win the amount of games. And 2, we're Arsenal fans. We're owed this. Corruption's only bad if we're not involved. You know the fuckery, pardon my French, that Mike Dean used to do to this football club and many a ref. Cry more. I didn't see it against West Ham. I never saw it. And I have to say, Jess, don't you think football's mad? As you can hear, I'm losing my voice, but we're in May. Last month was so different, that it was so different. Me and you were in a different headspace.
It was so dark. Like, I don't know. In regards to the PGMOL title and all that kind of stuff, at the end of the day, that trophy is going to have red and white ribbons on it. We don't care. It can't be erased. Like, I genuinely I do not care. I've watched Rodri play basketball in his own box, and win the Premier League. I've seen many a thing. I've seen them not draw the lines against Brentford in our first title race. I saw Mateo Kovacic, like, 2 red card tackles, one on Declan Rice and one on Odegaard at our spot, and nothing happened to him. I don't care. I don't. So, what did they say? What do they say? It all comes out in the wash, when some things go against you, some don't. Stop whining. Like, I don't care.
Get on with it. Get on with it. And now we've got on with it. Oh my God, we're pushing and fouling everybody in the box. We've only got set pieces. Do you know what's so beautiful about this season as well? The first goal we scored was from a set piece. The last goal, Clinical Kai, was from a set piece. And there's just so many agendas. People can't talk about Martin Odegaard now. It'd be fair to say he's been part of this team that's, at the Emirates era and won the first trophy of that stadium. He's done it with a dodgy ankle. He's a generational captain now. There's so many agendas. Do you know, there's 2 players, 3, big up Rice. I'm so happy for Bukayo Saka. And I'm so happy for Magalhaes, because they started, obviously others, but they started this trajectory.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. I think there's several people. Like, I think you think about, like, Gabriel was pretty much like the first person in this project actually had to play with a bad, like, that's the thing about Gabriel. You can never talk shit about him because he literally played with, like, the bad group. Like, no offense to that group, but, like, it's not the team that Saliba came into.
He got out the mud.
Yeah, Saliba came into a team that was already, like, that had Gabriel, that had Ben White. Gabriel was in the trenches with us, Yeah, Martinelli and Saka.
Before the teeth and the hairline as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, we've seen Saka and Martinelli grow up. They were like, 16, 17 when they came into the team. They were kind of the first iteration of this group as well. Arteta, basically people calling for his head, wanting him sacked. Like, did he lose the dressing room? Started playing these, the younger players, and here we are, and they're going to lift the trophy. And then you have, like, the Ben Whites and the Odegaards, that joined us when we were not great. I remember that summer window. We got Ramsdale, we got Tomiyasu, we got Odegaard, we got Ben White.
I remember first game of the season as well.
Yeah, we got Sambi Lakanga and Nuno Tavares. And it was like a lot of players, but it was kind of like, is this going to work? Like, what's going on? And, I think Tomiyasu is super unlucky to have the injuries, but he was a good player. Ramsdale, it just didn't work out. Like, we got a better goalkeeper in the end, but Ben White and Odegaard, like, they joined us when, like, it wasn't pretty. Like, it really wasn't, and I think that
we were shit. Let's be honest. We were shit.
Yeah. There's a core group that I feel like definitely kind of started this whole thing and has been here for, let's call it, like, at least 4 seasons, and then we've added these other pieces that are just as important, but it's been a long journey.
Jess, it's been a long journey, and everything you're saying when you're talking about Lokonga and stuff, visually, I'm picturing like the streams we've done, watching Arsenal, just the whole, like you said, like the whole kind of journey. I want to ask you, like, are these this collective group here, and actually the manager, like, are they Arsenal legends for you?
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not saying they're Henry and Bergkamp and all these things, but
yeah,
are they?
No question whatsoever. Like, Kepa's right pinky toe is a legend. Everybody is a legend. I'm so sorry. Like, I know that, you know, I had people asking me a question on my stream the other day saying, like, which one of these are legends? I'm like, what do you mean, which one of these? They're all legends, you guys. We haven't won
Emirates era PL
2004, you know, so when you haven't, I hate to liken it to Leicester, but in that same way where it's like when you don't win for a long time and you get over the line or you do something special, which this is very special, it's instant. It's instant. I'm not hearing nothing about no cold heroes. I'm not hearing anything about we're going to cherry pick certain people out. Every single person played their part. Every single person played their part, whether
literally
it was 1 goal, 2 goal, an assist, a block, cheering from the sideline. I don't
big up own goals as well.
Yeah, own goals, legend, win, legend. Everybody's a legend, you know, and I think that's just what it is. Like, they're all legends. Especially in my eyes, everyone's a legend.
You're right. You can't not say they're not legends because, you know, there's things we're good at, we're bad at. Obviously, Arteta's been here, 6, maybe bordering on 7 years. We've, as you said there, we've been fighting for a title for 4 years. There's all of that kind of stuff, like, isolated to this group. But then there was the backdrop of you haven't done it for 22 years. There's that kind of pressure and all those things. Now, I don't want to count my chickens before they hatch. And I agree with what you said with everyone being a legend, yeah. I don't want to count my chickens before they hatch. But if we just assume, like, everything we've seen up until this point, it happens next year, do you have confidence that when we're in those kind of moments, they've got it over the line, they're not going to crumble, they're not going to get scared? Because the first one's always the hardest, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. I think, you know, I was talking to a friend and I was like, the reason why I feel like this was such a hard feat and why it's so special is because they're not fighting just like for themselves. Like, they're fighting generational trauma from the moment that we, you know, signed the lease on the Emirates. You know, it's
100%.
many, many, many years, like, not just when they were in the team, but like there's been a lot that's happened since we've gotten to the Emirates. And so getting that first one over the line, everything kind of fighting against us, like, it's tough. So we also have a big group of people that outside of like the odd Hincapié or yeah,
you said Hincapié, and I'm sorry to cut you, but you said Hincapié in flashbacks of stuff I didn't want to see in the last game.
Yeah.
But yeah, go on that.
But, haven't won a league title before, you know, so it was a first for a lot of people. And I know it's like, well, Arteta was in that Manchester City locker room. It's not the same. It's not the same as you leading everything, you carrying the entire burden, like, you know what I mean? So yeah, they were fighting demons the whole time, you know, because I think they knew if they won, it wouldn't just be like bringing a trophy home. They were going to be instant legends at a club that we all know that they all really do love and care about, and they're going to change all of our lives. Like, do we not all feel like our lives have been changed? Like, it's a lot of responsibility. So yeah, in hindsight, of course, like, you know, I can see that with clear eyes, but, you know, in the moment, it was just so crazy. Like, going back to what you said about just a month ago, I felt like my world was like, it was over. Like, I was like, it's over. Yeah, Bournemouth. Like, but shout out to Bournemouth, by the way. Like,
big them up.
Yeah, I respect a club that it's not just let's just get one over on Arsenal. They played us, you know, hard, and they also played City hard.
Like, fighting for Champions League.
Yeah, always the same thing. Like, you know, they didn't just like cave and just play like shit against City. And it was just something about that game that, you know, it was like the first couple minutes. I know that City had like a chance or two, but there was like an element of like rushed, you know, the ball was going out quite a bit. And the Vitality Stadium is not an easy stadium to play at. It's
horrible.
weird. It's everything is closed in, and the pitch is so much smaller. It feels so much smaller. I think it is actually small. It has to be smaller.
Feels like
'Cause
the
whenever,
fans are on the top of the pitch.
yeah, when we play there, it always feels like our passes are too heavy, or you know what I mean? So I think you could just see that with City. I've never seen Rodri like that before, falling all over the ball, kicking the ball out needlessly. I was like,
Bitching after the game as well.
yeah, I was like, we have them. I was like, if we get to the 60th minute and they have not scored, it's done. It's done. It's done.
When they brought on Phil Foden, I was like, yeah, they've given up. Cherky, come outside. Cherky, you need to come outside. Haaland, you definitely need to come outside. John Obi Mikel, you need to come outside. Floyd Hasselback, you need to come outside. There's so many people that spoke shit about us. And fair enough. City, been there, done it, wore the t-shirt. Pep Guardiola, a villain. Happy to see you go. Great manager. You done a domestic double, which is a terrible season for City, such as their standards. But I know if the shoe was on the other foot and we had to go to Bournemouth and win, we know the result before. Again, people are not deep in it. They call us bottlers. I'm never going to fight you lot because we won the Premier League. But you lot call us bottlers. City out-bottled the bottlers. That takes some work. We even opened up the window for you lot. Do you remember just when we was talking about, we should be 8, 9, 12 points clear. If Mikel Arteta did this against City or against Liverpool, why did he play Kepa in the cup final? There's so many bumps and bruises. But at the end, winners win and losers explain, man.
100%. It's just getting one over on them. And I think, just like a side note to all of this, like winning a Premier League, no matter when it is, it's amazing. But I think winning it while Pep is here or was here means that like you can't take it away from us. Like there is no, you can only start winning when he was here. He was here, and also
Facts.
If you can beat Pep to a title, because I remember how important that Community Shield game was like a couple years ago when we played them and we beat them, like just mentally, like from there we started to be able to take points off of them. I genuinely think that this will help propel this team forward a lot more, because beating Pep to a title is no easy feat, no matter how people try to, undermine it or whatever. And when you look at the landscape of what the Premier League is going to look like in the next couple of years, the managers that are there, the managers that will come in, we could continue to win things, so it's perfect timing. Perfect.
Do you think that's our time for domination then? I use the word domination subjectively because that's Pep and Fergie, but I was going to ask you that, like, is it kind of our time? Because it really should have in the last 3 years.
I think we can start looking at, the Premier League and just in general, and knowing that there's going to be 4 trophies on offer to us every season and feeling like we are entitled to at least one of them. I think we are not entitled, but we should be nabbing at least one of those, like I'm not saying that every single team is going to fall off and nobody will rise. Like we know eventually like Man United will be good again. We know that, we know that, but we also know what it's like when a big dog leaves. We've seen it even just recently with Klopp leaving and going to Slot, like things change. And so we're the most solid. We're the most complete. We have a young team. We'll now be able to really attract. I think we've been attracting great players, but we'll be able to attract better players now. This is the time for Arteta to really sink his teeth in and try to create like a legacy. I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say what that will look like and whether he would be able to do a Pepper Fergie, like they're the top 1%. But if Arteta can get us a trophy a season,
if you can do 5% of what them man did, you'll be all right, Starting next week by God's grace. And do you know what I like? We'll talk about Palace later, but do you know what I like about everything you said there, especially when you're saying it's not an easy feat with Pep? There was a reality. Thank the Lord it hasn't happened, in it, where Bournemouth slip up against City. City obviously win. We'll go into a horrible place in Selhurst Park. Yes, they've got a cup final to worry about, but needing to win. Of the 38 games, I've cared about 37. I don't give a monkeys about that game. Frimpong can start for all I care. Gunnosaurus can start. The set piece coach can play up front. Just go and get it. Marley, Salmon, and Dalman should be making their first starts like we've actually.
I care not. I do not care. Yeah, I don't. I think play the kids, because we have a final. We have a final to think about, so obviously I think You know, Eze will be out there, you know, Palace fans, give him a round of applause, you know, all that kind of stuff. But I'm looking forward to seeing Max Towman. I'm looking forward to see Max Towman. I am. You know, I feel like that's who we should be seeing. And we still have things to take care of. Like, it's actually insane that, you know, we've already hit like that first hurdle and we've cleared it. But this season could still get so much better, not only because Spurs could still go down, but we can also win a Champions League. Like,
don't forget Southampton as well. They were chatting shit on Twitter, and then what happened? All of a sudden, Spygate.
Forget them.
You're right,
like,
you know. Man, save St. Mary's. You're right, Jess. You're right. Valera, appreciate you. How was your experience at the Emirates, DG? You looked amazing. The scenes, I can't put into words. You can hear it in my voice. Had way too much alcohol. Doing the most. You've seen the clips.
You were having you a time. Wait, actually, we have to promise right here, right now on this stream that we will meet each other.
Yeah.
We have to.
Yeah.
Like, must. Like, don't take the text. You're like, you know, because you don't answer. You do not answer your text messages. That's why.
Well, I will answer my text messages. I will even bring a portable charger to make sure this phone doesn't die. And I'll tell every fan, you see where the Emirates is, you see where the Armory is, you see where the small, what do you call it? The small roundabout. You see where the Caribbean shop is. I'll just stand over there, everybody. I'll appear. That is where I'm going. Appear there. We've got this, man. And if you're around the world, don't worry. All us Arsenal fans on our social medias will make sure you're there, man. But even what we're talking about here, just like, it started off as a dream. Now it's a reality. Like, it's even surreal. Oh yeah, make sure we take a picture, parade, all these things. That wasn't gonna be the case this season. And we have to talk about Arteta, man, because me and you are aligned with him in that we've spoken about him. We've criticized his choices. We've praised what he did. I think we could come to a consensus that he's a good manager, tactics, all of that. But the one thing we said is, are you a winner? Every year you don't win, it's going to get bigger and bigger. He's done it now, innit? Like, obviously, I don't want to be one and done and all those kind of things, but he's absolutely done it. So, like, we got to chat about the gaffer, man. We have to give him some flowers.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I feel like over the years, you either really believed in him and never wavered, or maybe you had some concerns. I definitely fall in the latter for sure. I definitely had concerns, and I've always said that I just want him to stamp it with the actual trophies. And he's done that. And so for me, it's like, it's water under the bridge. Arteta, he knows way more than me. He's always known way more than me. He's the manager. He's the guy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think at the end of the day, we all just wanted the trophies.
Silverware, you made it a dream. Yeah, you made it a reality, literally.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, give him whatever he wants, man. Like, give him whatever he wants. I think it's just, I have nothing to say. I always said if he won the trophies, that he would not hear a word from me. And I mean that, you know, that's all I wanted. I didn't really care how we did it. I just wanted to make sure that we got it done. Because also, I really was not looking forward to having those conversations at the end of the season. I really did not want to. I did not want to sit up here talking about who we could bring in, has he failed? I didn't want that. And
where do we go from here?
Yeah, the worst thing about, or the thing about the Mikel, the time between April and May is that genuinely we were in a situation where either he would be lauded as a genius and somebody that changed our lives and, you know, the guy and, you know, the guy that saved us, or a total fraud. Like, that's how bad, like, the dynamic and the black and whiteness of it was.
Crunch time, him and the boys locked in, man.
Yeah, but he did it. And so you will never hear anything from me. You're right. I'm wrong.
Give him a new deal.
Like, yeah, great. You know, so
any left backs he wants, any fullbacks, let him do his thing. Any goalkeepers, they have to be better than Kepa. The only thing I'd say, Arteta, no more of the Kai Havertz, Noni Maduekes, because going back to what Jess said earlier, I do think it's time to sign those marquee talents, whether you find the Kevin De Bruyne's, the Salahs before they ended up where they ended up in making history, or I know we're not going to do it, but if you're dropping money for a Carrot Skelly or something, because I don't think we need that much, like that many players, if that makes sense. But I do think we need to add quality. That being said, though, and that's another question to ask you, like, we were of the agreement that if we win the Prem, there are some players that need to be moved on. Like, how big is it for us not to rest on our laurels and improve the quality and not end up like Liverpool or something?
Yeah, no, I think we know we have the right manager. Now it's just about obviously not derailing what's working and not overcorrecting, but adding the right pieces. And that's where Berta and Mikel are going to have to do the hard work this summer. I fully expect people that have been here for the ride to no longer be here. I'm not talking about the Kepas and the Norgards and these guys. I'm talking about people that have been here for a while. So
Jesus, it's been real, man.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. But also, I do think that there's this element of people thinking we're going to get rid of like 8, 9 players. We're probably not going to do that.
You're dreaming.
Yeah, I think we need like 4 really top quality players. I think they also need to look at the fitness levels of certain players and ask themselves whether or not we can rely upon certain players in their fitness. But I will say that there's some players like I'm not talking about Norgard and Kepa and these guys that just came in, whatever, but that have been here for the journey, that risk their physical well-being. They've been here, they've played hard, and
Benny Blanco.
They deserved it. Yeah. And I would say the 2 players that fit in that category for me is Ben White and Trossard. I think both of them have, we know that they're probably going to be moved on, yet they're so important to this team. They've added so much. And so they had to leave with a trophy. I could not fathom either one of them leaving and not having a trophy, especially Ben White, because he played an entire season injured after Timber tore his ACL. And I think people forget what a top player he was before he got injured, how he risked his body for that entire season, and how he's worked tirelessly to get back. And he also played a role this season. Even if it was a small role, he played a role. He came in even after he had been injured. And yeah, don't make me cry. Like, seriously, Ben White, you have all my respect. And that's the guy, man. So I love him down.
Benny Blanco, Gabriel Jesus, Martinelli, Trossard, and there's a couple others. If you do end up going, it's been real. There's also a lot of fallen soldiers. Mr. Granit Xhaka, Kieran Tierney, Ramsdale, he was here. Yeah, is that Tomiyasu, the Japanese cafe? We know about him. There's so many people that are not here in it. Like I know Wanyeri's here, but you're kind of not here. There's so many people that I wanted to be part of this, but 100%. Unfortunately, he wasn't in it. Well, he was in a small way, and I don't know what to say, man. This is a good question, actually.
Yeah.
Valera, I've left you up here for a while. I apologize. Where does this team rank with other great Arsenal teams, especially if they win the champs? What are you saying to that?
Well, there's right now and after you potentially win a Champions League. If you win a Champions League in the same year that you win a Premier League, you are the unforgettables for sure. And we're going to have some nasty, like we are going to be sitting here doing Arsenal 11s, and some of these players will be in that, because as good as epic and as special and historic as the Invincibles were, they did not win a Champions League, and that holds a lot of weight. So I think, we've had some really, really top teams. I don't think that they surpassed the Invincibles. I don't think they surpassed the double team. I don't think they surpassed them just yet, but literally win the Champions League and let's get to those conversations.
And I'm happy because we've actually, like, you lot, they're the conversations we can have, but you lot have made history. Saliba, Gabriel, it's not in vain, individually and collectively. Rice, it's not in vain. The whole Eze against Spurs, and Eze's lived a fairy tale, innit? From, getting released from Arsenal to what he did against Spurs to homecoming at Palace. Saka's obviously played a part. Like you said earlier, to be fair, everybody's played a part. It's nice to know that none of this shit was in vain. It's in history. I do want to ask you, though, like, who would you say is the best Arsenal side you've seen? You go Invincibles, right?
Oh, absolutely. I think
all right, cool.
In terms of the football, the talent level, all that kind of stuff.
Who gets in for you? Like, if any, is there anyone, like, if we remove sentiment and nostalgia, is there anyone from this current squad that you reckon gets in there? I think there's a couple I cannot catch.
Yeah, Saka for sure. I think
Saka
you
gets
can,
in.
you can remove Freddie Ljungberg and put Saka in that position.
Rice is in there, surely.
Rice in for Gilberto Silva, I think, right there next to Patrick Vieira. I think he's in there. And I think
Timber over Lauren for sure.
over
I love
Lauren.
Lauren, but for sure.
Yeah,
Saliba and Gabriel, one of them in it, because I'd love to
It's-
see Sol Campbell with one of those.
Yeah,
They
for
both
sure.
good.
Absolutely. I mean, it just depends on who we're, it's like you had, I would say over, because at that point it was Sol Campbell and Kolo Toure, was it not?
Yeah.
So, you'd probably put probably Saliba or Big Gabby in there. They can share that spot. Because as far as I'm concerned, they are one person. So it's the Twin Towers and they belong together. And, listen, might have a little conversation about Raya because
let's have the conversation. I can't lie. Layman, I love you. Raya's better than you, bro.
Yeah, I do think that
better than David Seaman as well, if I'm honest.
Raya has changed our lives. I genuinely think that he is one of the biggest difference makers in us winning the league or not.
Too short for a goalie.
Yeah. When we signed him, and it's specifically when we signed him, and I'll never forget the Luton game away from home.
Yeah.
The mare that he had.
Shaky.
There were so many people saying, like, we made the mistake. I remember, it was just so many games. I remember the Chelsea game away from home when Mudryk did the fluke goal over his head. It was just like, it was touch and go for a minute, but there was like no doubt in my mind that like he was going to be better than Ramsdale. But did I think he would be this? I'd be lying to you and say that I knew for sure. That is a world-class goalkeeper, and he changed our whole lives, So yeah, when it comes to, because we have to remember that there's like an in-between with the Invincibles where, you have like, you see some lineups and maybe it's like Tony Adams and Sol, and then you have some lineups and it's like Kolo and Sol. You have Lehman and then you have David Seaman. I think Raya is definitely better than Lehman for sure. And you know what I mean? Like, so there's some pieces that you can move in there, but Raya is insane.
And the very fact of like, because there's some people that would disagree. It's mad. Some people would disagree and say, oh, they couldn't get into that 11. But the very fact that we're having these conversations, I have to big them up. No, you can't sing second again, ole, and all that bullshit that you lot do. You lot out-bottled the bottlers. That's crazy work. We ain't got no striker. Our striker wears jeans. Our attackers took the days off. Zubimendi's feeling sorry for himself. They said Rice don't pass the ball forward. Rice is only good because of the defense in front of him. Hincapié is not good enough in the final third. Calafiori shit, allegedly. We ain't got a right back at the moment. We've got probably four strikers that nobody's convinced with. And despite all of this, Noni Madueke's stats are horrible. Despite all of this, we won the league. So what do you think is going to happen when it all clicks into place? That's another question for me to ask you, Jess. Obviously, we've got the league over the line, yeah? And we kind of spoke about like mentally what that can do. But a lot of people have said, you know what? Maybe if we win the league, sexy football next season, Arteta's going to do this and that. And right now, it's just needs must. Where do you stand on that? Because I do believe it, but I don't believe it. And I'll say that to say this in the sense that if you've won a league title, you don't need to change everything. And Arteta might be vindicated to do that. Yeah. But maybe it is a needs must. I can put the handbrake down because Arteta has evolved in these last 4 years. He has shown me defensive and attacking football. Granted, it's still at the moment, but yeah, where are you at with that?
Before I answer that, let me just correct something really quick because I know people are trying to like when we were talking about the what I meant was like our best ever 11s, and sometimes you see different people in there. That's why I was saying that sometimes you see Tony Adams in there, and then sometimes it's like Kolo and Sol. So, just for clarification, I know some of them were not a part of the Invincibles.
Yeah, but no, I asked about 04. Then we started talking about Arsenal's greatest.
Yeah, 11, like greatest 11. So that's what I'm talking about. But in terms of basically putting the handbrake down and evolving, right? That's basically what the question is. And do you believe that we'll do it? I guess we'll see. I guess we will see. I think a lot of people would like to see us put the handbrake down and be completely different. And I can see both realities. I can see us loosening up a little bit, but I can also see doubling down on what works. And I think to a certain extent, like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I think all Arsenal really needed to maybe change is being more dynamic going forward. But I think that defensive solidity will remain. Like, I don't think we're going to see flying fullbacks. I think we're going to basically be pretty much the same, and then we'll change ever so slightly, because that's what's gotten us closer to winning the league. You know, I think that defensive solidity will not change. And when you have the players that we have and you have Declan Rice, I think no matter what, that's going to be in there. Would I love to see better attackers? Absolutely. And I fully expect this summer for us to bring in better quality up front.
Need a left winger 100%. Some would say a striker.
We need a left winger. I think we need a Gabriel Jesus replacement.
Bring Kroopy, whatever his name is. Man.
That's what I was saying. Like, as much as I wasn't like a Kroopy like fanatic before that game, really sitting down and watching him, I'm thinking, I'm usually late to the party though. You know, whenever somebody's getting gassed, I'm always like very skeptical. But I can
there's nothing wrong with being late.
Yeah. So yeah, having like a Kroopy type replace Gabriel Jesus. You know, like
wearing the number 22. This was written, man.
Yeah, Bradley Barcola coming in on the left. You know, that, I mean, that's a really good start. You know, because I do think that we'll lose both Trossard and Martinelli. That's just my gut.
You reckon?
Yeah.
I don't know, just, you know. Because what? Because you said that. What? Martinelli, let's just say, cool. Martinelli cutting. Trossard cutting. Jesus probably cutting. I'm probably missing out someone. Do you feel comfortable with that man going? Because, like, let's just say we bring in 2 and 3 are gone. I'm starting to get a bit nervous. Like, I'm traumatized with injuries.
Well, I think that's the thing. It's like you can't evolve without some sort of friction or that uncertainty of whether it's going to work or not. And I think really, as long as we keep the core behind that, I don't think our attack can get much worse than what it is now. Because what I mean by that is it's not like they're carrying the weight. It's not like we're trying to figure out how to replace a Salah or Holland. We're trying to replace players that had single digits in goals this season. You know, I think the main thing would be, can the people that we bring in do the defensive part, and are they going to play that role and all that? But I'm sure that we can replace that. You know what I'm saying? So it's I would be more concerned if we were trying to replace a Gabriel, trying to replace a Saliba, trying to replace, you know, but we're talking about players that have single digits this season. You know, I think you could bring in a Barcola. We've been really linked to that Jeremy Manga guy as well.
I like him, but he's 16, 17 in July. I'm not really looking at it right now.
You know, Max Dowman is going to play a bigger role next season as well.
Has to.
Yeah, are we ready to evolve or not? You know, and you also have to take into consideration that even if we, like, let's say we bring in a left winger, there's still the opportunity to play as a left wing too. We still have those options. You know, I don't think we're going to get as many out as people think. I think the injuries probably have scared the club. I think Marino will be here. I think, you know, there's a high chance that I do not think that we're going to get rid of as many players as people think. I think it's Jesus.
I think we rip up his contract.
I think it's, so we'll see. I don't know what's going to happen with Ethan. I would love to see him brought back.
It's looking dark, Jess, man. Like, I hope there's something, but we know what's going to happen there, man.
I'm not a fan of what's being, but you know, I was a big pushback on the Miles Lewis Skelly thing.
You won that one. We're going to lose the Wanyeri one, though, man.
You know, it's I don't know.
It's looking horrible. I've made peace with it. I don't want Wanyeri to go. I think Wanyeri is one of those that Arteta would have to go, do you know what? You're my guy. You're playing midfield. You've got Odegaard, you got Eze, you got Marino, you got Kai, you got Zubi, you got Rice, you got Lewis Skelly. It's congested. Right-hand side, right-hand side, I think the guy can get games in it. But I think, for me, I want to see Saka with Dalman there.
Yeah, that Madueke signing absolutely killed him because, you know, it is what it is. My only thing would be Ethan will eventually end up back in the Prem, but we cannot sell him to a Premier League rival.
But
he needs to go somewhere else.
Go on.
Like,
I wanted to ask you.
Sell him to Dortmund. you know.
Nah, because they give them drugs in Germany and then they look lit. I wanted to ask you though, because I think with Wanyeri, all options are on the table, innit? I think obviously I'm being a bit harsh and it's not all him, but you struggled for minutes at Arsenal. Obviously, what's his name again? De Zerbi got sacked, but you went to Marseille, you're still not playing minutes. There's a reality you come back and you're involved. There's a reality where you're sold. There's also a reality where I'm not being funny. You're 19. You can go back on loan, because I say that to say this. If he does go, if we do sell him, would we not make more money if he went on loan again for a season and he actually had a great season? Because at no point has me and Jess, well, we have, but we ain't really done it off the back of performances. We've gone, oh, why is Wanyeri on loan? If he has one of those loans, you'll make whatever you're going to get this summer, you're going to make a lot more. I want to spin the block. I want to spin the block as well, Jess, on Bacola before I forget this year. I don't know. And I don't know, man. Sell it to me, because I'm convinced I'm not convinced on Bacola, Jess, man. He feel on one hand, I think there is potential. I think fuck it, go and do it. But then I think he's like the Messi of the Noni Maduekes.
Yeah, I think, but it's an interesting one, because what I think we lack more than anything, because there's no out and out goal scorers on the wing that are just going to be available. I think for the most part, what we're looking at is more, what can you add that we don't have? Besides goals. And I think we lack pace. I genuinely do. I think we really lack pace on the wings. It's very, yeah, I do. I think we do. Besides Martinelli, who else are we able to kick the ball to?
No, yeah. Because I was trying to say, I would have said Noni, but Noni's bare fast, but he needs to be slow here.
And
you're right.
KD to Trappy, let's be so for real for like 5 seconds. When I said available, Mbappe and Kvaratskhelia, like we're not, you know what I mean? I said available for a reason.
We're dream chasing.
Yeah, but in terms of like, okay, what can we add to this squad in an uncut gem, or like a gem that's maybe not as like, it's going to probably be pace. He's also, he's won things before. I think he's a good player, and I think he's probably the best of what we can see out there. But is he going to be kind of frustrating? Maybe, but
this is what I'm saying.
What can you do? Like, not buy? Like, you need to go get something.
Can't lie, Berta's got to work his magic still.
Yeah. Do you think he's better than Nani or not?
What? Bacola?
Yeah.
Just, Noni, I don't want to get onto you. I don't want to rub you out, because you're a Premier League winner at the end of the day. Amad Diallo could never. Yes, 1,000,000%. Because when you said that, that's the kind of angles I'm on, in that with Arteta, these players that we always start conversations with, if Mikel Arteta can do this and do that. I'm on doing that with Bacola. I'm not really on doing that with Noni. Now, big up Noni. It is what it is. You play for this football club. We love you. Bring Bacola because of that pace. But just, I'm not being funny. We've watched Champions League. He gets in behind, and if it's other, like, he does the Martinelli thing, he's missing tap-ins and whatnot. I do think he's a good player, but we get vexed at players that we've got already. So if he comes in, I'm trying to find consistency, in my opinion. Then, if I'm honest,
my only thing is, like, if in lieu of being able to buy the real thing, I need to see how you can improve this squad with other attributes that you have. And I can literally see that. But yes, I get it. He's not the best finisher, but what are you going to do? Is Yan Diomande the best finisher? Probably not.
I don't know for him as well. Look, the Bundesliga scares me sometimes, man. Looks a bit hit and miss over there for attackers. I'll be real. Looks spooky.
People asking about, like, would you want Mbappe? Like, that's just such a loaded question, because on just the fact of, like, of course I'd love Mbappe, but do I want the drama attached to it? Do I want him to be like, I think we have something good going. We don't need to disrupt it with a disruptor, so I don't know. It's a weird one.
I disagree. It's not that you're wrong.
That's fair. That's totally fair.
Bring him and his problems. We're Arsenal. We will be the first club and the first manager. You have to just shut up, bro. Just shut up. Henri will talk to him. I want Krupi, man. I'd take Krupi over Mbappe, not because of ability. It's just Krupi just looks like an Arsenal player. He's wearing the number 22 for Bournemouth. I'm trying to speak it into existence, man. Before I ask,
I would take him too now. I mean, again, I'm late
Put the
to the
bread down.
party, but I feel like we need somebody to replace Gabriel Jesus. He can play off the left wing. He can play central. He knows it, that, you know, they really love somebody that knows the league. He's young. Like, he fits all of those things.
It's
and
just
like,
big bread to get him though. Big bread.
oh, listen, you don't win the Premier League to not spend money the next summer. I'm expecting us to spend some money. But we also need to sell. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I would take Krupi. I'd love to get a Barcola in.
I want
That would
Morgan
change
Rogers.
the dynamics. Yeah, y'all in this, sell that to me.
You don't rate what? You don't rate Morgan Rogers?
It's not that I don't rate him. I just, we're gonna stick him on the wing.
I can't lie, Jess. I can't sell it to you. That was my idea, that you can play centrally. I don't really rate the left wingers as an armchair expert. I think some people are cool. I have a Bacola. I'd have this. I'd have that. I'm not really convinced on Nico Williams, but I'd have him because somebody mentioned him, to the point just where my thing is, you know, fuck that then. Let's just go and get Morgan Rogers. You can play out wide. There's things that you can do there. He's got the ability to get goals. He can play in a number of positions. He makes late midfield runs. The mentality is there. There's the English tax. Arteta can make these kind of men better. But obviously, Aston Villa, they've got Champions League. They've just won Europa League. They'll probably sell some other players before FFP. It goes back to what you just said about Krupi, in that you got to put down the bread, in it. Like, these kind of names that we're saying, with the exception of Bacola, because what he's got a year left on his deal, you got to be looking at 70 all the way to 100 million, whether it's right or wrong. That's what comes with it. That's what came with it for Declan Rice.
Yeah, I mean, Morgan Rogers has all of the things to be £100 million signing.
I wouldn't mind Gibbs White either as well.
Yeah, he's English. He's, you know, playing for a team that's probably does not want to sell him. You know, so it would be super expensive. But the thing I do like about Rogers that I feel like we don't have is the ability to just run through the lines. I think sometimes we have to be almost overly intricate with what we're doing. You know, would you like to, you know, I mean, I could see a world where we have a front four of like Eze, Saka, Rogers, and Gyökeres or Krupi or something. You know, so as long as we're getting better, I do not like the idea of Tonali. I do not want him at this club. Why? Sorry, LP. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't see it.
If we had him against West Ham, Rice could have played right back. It could have been calm, you know.
What does he have that my boy does not have? Miles Lewis-Skelly is miles better than Tonali.
Miles Lewis-Skelly be all right. Imagine Tonali, Skelly, Rice, Zubi. That's enough. Across the course of the season, the other guys can chip in and mix and blend, and that the Ezes, the Odegaards, the Marinos, the Kais.
Well, what does he do well?
Puts in shit.
Besides take whack long shots from halfway. I don't want that guy, man.
He works very hard.
Good. MLS is my guy. That's my starter next season in midfield, by the way. 100%. If Zubi doesn't rest. And that's the good thing that I'm thinking about too, you know, thinking ahead. Zubi's going to play. Did you see Rodri the other day? Zubi's playing in that World Cup. He going to be playing a lot of minutes, yeah? So at MLS,
Rodri, I'll be real.
Yeah, MLS, he may not get a call up, and even if he does, he probably won't start. We got rested, fired up, freshly off, you know, a title win. Miles Lewis-Skelly next to Declan Rice.
And Rice back in that 6 as well. It's been beautiful, man. Arteta. See what happens when you go back to basics and you just lock in, like you just lock the fucking what we can do, like what we've done. Love for the super chat, Stephen, man. I've had your thing up here for a while. First they said Arsenal are soft. Now they complain the moment we showed some fight under Wenger. We played beautiful football and didn't win much, but the hypocrisy from some ops is unreal. Sour grapes, my boy. I don't know where the other super chat's gone, but nonetheless, love for it. I can read it out via the YouTube community tab. House of Brown, he said love for that as well. Let me support the family. Emirates was a movie. Armory will be a myth during the parade. See you at the parade, brother. Praying for the Champions League. Bro, if you're not at that parade early, people think because it starts at 2 p.m., you can roll up around then. Well, you can. Everybody, it's a great party. You're not going to be able to move. Do you know how mad Tuesday was? And it was about, they say, 100,000 people. It's going to be millions.
It's going to be, because people are flying in. It's yeah.
Madness.
It's going to be
I feel sorry for you. You're claustrophobic. You can't roll.
Yeah, but yeah, I think, you know, I just really rate Miles Lewis-Skelly, so I'm going to really back him here. I can see us getting another player, but I told you, I really am not super invested in buying another player for the pivot. That's not a 6. Like, if you're an 8, I could probably get with that because we
I'd love
don't
an 8, man,
have many
but am I
8s,
dreaming?
man. But I don't really want somebody that feels more like a 6, and Tonali feels more like a 6 to me. With Zubi, with Miles Lewis-Skelly, and with Rice, I feel like we could use that money in a different way. I would much prefer throw big money at somebody that's more of an attack-minded player, but we'll see. I think that's why they'd probably more veer towards or look at that the guy that looks just like Nkapie at freaking West Ham.
What do you make of my man as well? Because that marries in with this comment. Like, I like him. I think he's gonna cost too much more.
I think he's one of those like smart signings that could go well for pretty much anybody in the big 6. I think he's tidy. He can go forward. He can sit a little bit. He has a little bit of everything, and he'll be a lot cheaper because if West Ham do go down, then that would be the option that you'd go for. And I think that we could go get him because I just have a feeling that Man United are going to go for somebody bigger. I think they will do the Tonali. They will try to get the Elliot Anderson, so that'll leave the Fernandez. And I just, you know what? I'll be interested to see him and Hincapie stand next to each other because I just have, they look so similar.
Their dad's been a naughty boy, man.
So similar. Like, are we sure we're not brothers? Like, so I kind of like that idea because it wouldn't be as expensive and we could throw him, because Tonali is going to be really expensive.
That's the thing, though, Jess, because I know, like, it's a weird one. And obviously, we're armchair experts. And on one hand, we know we need to spend bread. On the second hand, we know we're not going to bring in as many players. As you said earlier, there's a number of players, that could leave, that probably should leave, but it's not all going to happen one window. Some men are not going to go that we think needs to go. Some are going to have to stay. So it's like, where's the wiggle room? Bearing in mind, I've said this to you before, and you've also said it, beyond the obvious with getting Andrea Berta, one big thing, because we like to be stability and all that crap, he's got to get the wages under control. And obviously, so many players have signed new deals. It'd be interesting to see what's going on with Kai Havertz and Odegaard in the next 2 years because of their wages. We're going to bring in other players, and we still need to move on. The Jesus is this one and that one. That's where I'm looking at. This summer is better, innit? So then, have we really got, like, if we, whatever names we said, where we said Krupti or Julian Alvarez, are we really going to spend 100 million on a striker? Are we going to spend 70, 80 for all of the names that me and you just said there in midfield? I would like Alex Scott. It's one where, on one hand, I think, yeah, we've won the league. We're going to build on this, which I do believe. But then when I remove my emotions and I look at it analytically, there's going to be a need to flush things out. Like, I think this is the summer Berta's going to have to, quote unquote, earn his check. Not that he hasn't done that already.
Yeah, I see 4 people leaving for sure outside of Kepa and Norgard.
Jesus, if I had to bet money.
Yeah.
We even move on Reece Nelson.
Besides the I definitely see a Martinelli sale, a Trossard sale, potentially 1 or 2 of those, Gabriel Jesus, and a Ben White. I definitely see those. Kepa will go, Norgard will go. We'll get rid of some of the people that are, Fabio Vieira is going to be sold to.
Oh my God, I forgot he was in.
We got the money already for the homie Kivior, so there's
Kivior leaves, we win a Prem. I won. Lieberman is better than Partey. He's been here 1 year. He's won the league. Martinelli's better than Alexis Sanchez. He's won the league. I'm starting it.
So, and I guess my biggest fear would be, as much as people are talking about, Odegaard and Havertz, the more I think about it, the more I'm like, it's going to be Ethan. He's all profit. It's going to be him, isn't it? That's going to be the one where we probably make quite a bit on, to reinvest. It's going to be him because our squad is going to be just as big. Like, our squad needs to be big. And as much as
get injuries.
Yeah. Again. Marino, I feel like I missed Marino. I was like,
I miss him. I thought big him up, yeah, but I thought we were going to need him for this running in the season, and he's back in training apparently. Champions League, I need you on that bench. Well, I miss Marino, not in midfield, up front.
Yeah, but here's the thing: it's like, Josh is saying Kai over Ethan is a disgrace, and as like a theory, I understand that, but Kai Havertz has just scored possibly the biggest goal in our history in
He
our
scored the
recent-
goal that clinched the Premier League. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
That everybody's played their part, as just said earlier.
Yeah, I'm like, it's really when you really, if you take our biases away and some of our agendas, almost every single one of these players had a big moment, and it's gonna, and Ethan, he wasn't here for it. So as talented as Ethan is, as much as it would kill me, as much as I feel like we should probably give him another chance, I could see him being the big, because he's gonna be all profit.
He'll be the one that brings the most money in.
Yeah, I can see that, So, and yes, I did, Jen, I did. A year ago, I was like, Marino is not my cup of tea.
Marino is average, but that's not a diss. Bear
Yeah.
man that are legends are average. Not everyone's star.
Yeah, it's like I a couple months ago, I was sick of Gyökeres. But as far like, but that man, he played such a huge role in that run in. Hey,
he delivered up number 14, delivered our 14th league title. I was there. I'm not gonna lie. We can all be honest, yeah. I like Kai and I like Gyökeres. I'm not gonna lie. I was on the team Gyökeres fencing it, and there was times this season I was looking at it. We're losing the war, We're not gonna win. We're not gonna win.
It was dark. I was like, what is he? What's happening? But he is the best example of go get your girl back. Go get your girl back. He sent that I miss you text. Got his girl back. And started going crazy. I was like, yeah, keep her. Keep her. So yeah, at the end of the day, Gyökeres, he earned his spot. Like, he's won the title 3 years in a row, in whatever league he was in. And he literally, you cannot underestimate the goals that he scored, and that kind of goes back on what I said a couple of months ago, or like a couple of weeks ago, where I was like, the goals, but they did matter,
See,
so
we hold ourselves accountable here, people, both Jess and myself. Nobody's always right or always wrong, yeah?
I'm like, that's cool. Like, whatever. I thought Marino, like, I did not want to see him in midfield. Do I miss him now? Hell yeah. Like, I miss those goals. Absolutely. So I love every single person in this team.
Even Gavin, same. Always believed in him, man.
Always believed in him.
Would you spin the block for Nico Williams? Because someone asked that earlier.
No, I'd rather Barcola. At this point. I do like Buadi, but again, the money to spend on another player that's going to be at the base of our midfield, when we know, I'd love a 10. I'd love a winger, somebody to play up front. That's kind of where
you want to love a 10.
Well, that's like the Morgan Rogers kind of like.
Yeah. I'm a landing.
Because Eze and Odegaard, you need to start playing a different position. Like, at this stage, if you're going to stick in this team, you are Bernardo Silva. You need to move someplace else. Move, because when you look at the way that we played against Burnley, right? Odegaard was having a good game, but the way that we play with him is so specific that, and you still need Eze out there on the pitch. There's no way that you can have Odegaard out there now without another creative source outside of Saka. He has to play a different position. I don't think Odegaard's going to get sold. I really don't. I get it. I don't think he's going to get sold. He needs a different position.
That's a 2 years, 18 months thing.
Yeah,
depending on what happens. That's not this summer.
I think in the next, let's say 12 to 18 months, I don't think Odegaard and Havertz will be here, but I do think they'll get another season. I think Ethan's going to be the one that gets shipped out. That being said, he has to play a different position. Because he cannot be our creative fulcrum. He can't. And Eze, for me, needs to be prioritized a little bit more now, because we spent the money. He's played a big role this season, and we need a succession plan. We're going to have to play differently. And I actually think it kind of worked with both of them in the 8. But that's not going to work against everyone.
Like you said, it's very specific.
Yeah, it's very specific. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. But Yeah, I would like to like a Morgan Rogers would add something different to this team that we don't have.
We need to go find a
Barcelona
duo,
would
man.
as
We need to
well.
find them kind of players.
Where are they?
No,
that
but they always pop up, and everyone's getting them but us.
The techie winger, it's like it always seems like there's one there, but we kind of like missed the boat on it. So I don't know.
That's the thing.
Yeah, so I don't know where they are. But we'll see. That's up to Berta. But I think Berta's gonna shout out Berta, man. Like
Big him up.
Yeah, I think he did.
Like in Simeone doing the most. I love him. Edu, you could never do this, man. Big up Edu for the part you played. You don't even deserve that. You don't even deserve that.
This can't be true.
What? Are you voting?
Yeah.
Please make my week.
That can't be. Nah, you guys are tripping. That can't be.
Who is saying that, people? Because on Google ain't bringing up 9.
Yeah, let's hold like that would be yeah.
He's not taking Harry Maguire allegedly.
Oh, it's Foden is also set to be Sammy.
To be fair, Ben Jacobs and Talksport and everybody's. I mean, Foden can't complain. There's rumors around Maguire.
Now, why are they using Nani? I know there's another player that made it. That's not Nani, but they don't even play in the same position. They
need the Arsenal rage bait.
Yeah. They go, oh yeah, that little funky ass game you played against Crystal Palace didn't mean nothing.
Why they drawing out Nani? But to be fair, and this is how I know they're being shameless here, because I remember when me and you spoke about this, we said whatever people say about Nani, when Tuchel's called him up, he's taking his chances. He's going to go. He likes him. They're nasty for that. They're absolutely nasty for that. Foden don't do anything anyways when it comes to the nation. MLS is going.
But Maguire's exclusion, Shaw. I mean, you can't. Foden cannot be mad. Because here's my thing is you are a number 10, and they have been shunting you out to the wing for years to try to Jimmy rig you into this team. But if we're honest, and this is an outsider's perspective, ain't no way you should be in that 10 position over Morgan Rogers or Morgan Gibbs-White. I think both of them this season have done more, especially Morgan Rogers. In fact, I think he should start for England.
And what's Foden done for the country?
No, and I'm just an outsider looking in, but one of the things that I feel like England always struggles with is trying to force these names into the team rather than.
That's why I like Tuchel's approach.
Yeah, it's like, this is what works. And you ain't done nothing. Bellingham is a 10. Morgan Rogers is 10. They're going to be going. So what is there, like one more spot? Why you?
And that's the thing. Exactly. That's the thing.
Yeah,
that is the thing with Foden. And I'm not trying to make this about Foden, but at some point you have to grow up in life. And I genuinely feel we still talk about Phil Foden like he's 16, 17. Like, obviously, great player. I think in terms of talent, arguably one of the best that I've seen in my lifetime. His record speaks for itself. He's obviously been a difference maker, but I did think he'd be more pivotal. Like, City haven't lost a game since November, innit? And I know he's played a lot of games, but he's not really been one of the main guys. And I thought at latest that would happen when you look at City one day and Kevin De Bruyne is not there, Gundogan's not there, etc., etc. Yeah. You've got charity minutes in both cup finals. He's been on the passenger seat. That's why I said earlier, when I saw him come on against Bournemouth, I knew Pep threw in the towel. Like, I knew he doesn't know what to do in this 90 minutes or what's left of it.
There's also like Bellingham is a 10, but he's been mid for Real Madrid. I think the thing with Bellingham is that he's a part of their leadership group, if I'm not wrong. And also he scored big goals for England in recent history. So he has that credit in the bank, which does matter. I think Foden is ghosted too long for club and country. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's just my 2 cents from the outside looking in. I literally don't care. I knew all of our players would make it outside of Miles Lewis-Kelly. I don't give a shit.
I still got hope. Surely it's not come out. Surely Lewis-Kelly makes it, man.
Miles Lewis-Kelly makes it. I will laugh so hard. Like that, last minute. But
I got my passport. I've made it. But then who's left back? Because if Shaw's not going, I like O'Reilly. I like Lewis.
Light-skinned kid. Yeah.
But they're not. You know yourself. International football's a different ball game. Like, it's a very different ball game. You've got X amount of league games. group stage games. You then go into the knockouts. You might just need a normal left back, you know, like not every day invert. I don't know though.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. But it's about time Luke Shaw does not make a squad. Like, what have you done? Like, let's be so for real.
I'll be real,
like,
I'll take him. You're
at
right.
Arsenal
I would take him.
or for England.
Yeah, I would take him for him and Maguire. They haven't let down the country. That tells you the shit state of affairs that we're in. I would.
That's fair. That's fair. But
If you can bring me another normal left back, like you're just a left back, I would have him. But that's how I look at it.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll see what the rest of the squad is looking like. But, you know, I think that England, if they want to win anything, they have to really stop like trying to force these names in there because the media is crying about it. It'll be because Foden not being in there takes away such a big distraction. You don't have to hear about, but you got to play Foden. You got to play Foden. You got to play Foden. Like, we don't have to hear that. Like, you don't have to hear that. You know what I mean? So
build the team around him. Saka's got to go left back for him. Crazy
if you're
work.
smart, like what'll most likely end up happening is Bellingham will start and Morgan Rogers will be the backup, like, or vice versa.
Because realistically, Foden probably, if I'm honest, Foden and Palmer, they can play, pardon me, they can play centrally. But I think in Tuchel's minds, they're wingers. So that's probably, what's going on? Let's get back to Arsenal, though, man. Fuck England. I wanted to ask you as well, yeah. I wanted to ask you, because someone asked you, what do you make of the right back situation, both of what's left of this season and next year? Because I don't think Ben's going anywhere now, you know. I used to think he was going, but I don't think he's going to go now.
Wait, you said you don't think who's going to go?
Ben White. I used to think it. Now I don't think he's going to go. That injury, isn't it?
It's really interesting. We'll see, because Arteta has tended to really stick to the players that he trusts, and he definitely trusts Ben White. So we'll see. This is why I think that there's certain names that people think are going to go that aren't, because Arteta is like a loyal guy. You have to be on the outs for him to get rid of you. But I think with White, I think it's just the injuries.
Yeah.
With Timber being, you know, this is his second major injury with Arsenal. Whoever's also there has to be able to be reliable. And right now we're just playing like the nasty cycle. So I don't know.
He's scared about right back as well going into next week, because obviously I like Mascara, but
I am. Because they're the scariest player that they have, in my opinion, is where we need Timber. And I saw him turn Timber inside out. Them first 4 minutes at the Emirates had me so shook. I was like, I never seen Timber get worked like that, you know, but we shall see. Like, really what we need is Kvaratskhelia to have a Ademola Lookman type of performance. You know,
full step.
You know? So, but shout out to Mascara. I thought he was okay against Burnley.
He's doing his thing. In fact, he probably he had some moments where he was bugging out, getting caught on the ball a bit too much, but I like that. He's trying.
Pass it to the better players. Pass it to, like, that's all you need to do. Pass it once you win it.
He's trying to do things above his pay grade, which is a rarity for him.
He said, I'm a right back now. No.
He got gassed. He got excited. I get it.
Yeah, I actually literally I adore Mascara. I think he's been a revelation. I think he's been a big reason why we've been so good this season in terms of stepping in when we've needed him. Obviously, the level dropped, but it didn't drop to like levels that we've seen in the past when we haven't had the Twin Towers. So shout out him, but we'll see. We'll see what happens in that final. You know, I do think that Kvaratskhelia needs to be off his game for us to not suffer.
Nervous. And do you know what's going to suck as well? Yeah, by God's grace, we do the double. Yeah, but if we don't, I still think we should have the same energy and all of those kind of things. Yeah, but we know it's going to put a bit of a downer externally. Like, people are going, because it literally the parade's the next day. People are going to focus on that Champions League. For me, we need to do it. I wanted the Prem over the champs. You know my thoughts. If you offer me the Prem or the champs, I want the champs. But isolated to everything today, we needed that Prem. We needed that monkey off our back. As you said earlier, to go what would be 5 years minimum of not having that, thank the Lord we're not in those conversations. Who's your player of the season?
Raya. It's, to me, For me, it's in terms of if you did not perform the way that you performed, we would not. Like, there's no way. To me, it's Raya. But Rice definitely has a shout, and the Twin Towers have a shout. You know, it's like all of them have been amazing. They all have been amazing. So for me, it's Raya. But Rice, 100 million well spent. Should have spent.
No
we
one
should
even talks about it. Not bad for midfield. It doesn't pass the ball forward. You're right about Raya, because I remember people said he's not not tall enough. You know, the defense is the reason he's good. We don't have Raya, we're in trouble. So I'm about to dispel my own logic in it. Saliba and Gabriel have been amazing. Magalhaes might not be the best version of Magalhaes, but he's had some clutch moments. Saliba's been immaculate, especially as we've had to lock in this last cluster of games. I'll go Declan Rice. Really, we should divide it up and everyone gets a piece like a cake. But I go Rice only because, and this kind of applies to Raya, if I'm honest. But if Rice ain't there, we're fucked. And that moment where he said it's not over, I was screaming it's over. I had the audacity to comment on that post. It is. I have to give it Rice. We saw him move out of that midfield to right back against West Ham. We got scared.
Yeah,
we got scared, man.
To me, it's like having so many options just speaks to how good some of our players played. You know what I mean? So I'm okay with anybody winning it. We won the league, and that's all that really matters to me. But I think in terms of who's more likely to get it for Arsenal, it's probably Rice. Like, you know, so, and I'm okay with that. You know,
yeah, it is. All we wanted was the Prem. All the individual shit, no, not really care about it, innit? Like, it would have been nice to sit here with you, Jess, and not only win the Premier League, but Saka's up there for player this season. Gyökeres has 20-odd goals. Odegaard's doing what them United fans are doing with Bruno. But this might not be your best individual season, but this is your most memorable, because unfortunately, the last few years, some of you have been immaculate, amazing, carried the team. It's all been in vain. This year, there's actually something, and you've got over the line. You know it can be done all the times. Because remember, we as fans, we obviously see what's going on. We're not in the dressing room when it goes south. We're not. It's like a job, innit? They're spending more time together than with their family. So to see them do that, it's absolutely amazing. Couple of questions before I let you get out of here, Jess. Where do you stand on KSE? Somebody's commented. I think it's dead to draw them out now. Like, what?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say anything. You know, they stuck with the manager. They backed him. We've had quite a few big summers. So, you know, there's really nothing to say. Well, I guess when Josh Kroenke said be excited, there's actually, like, when you really think about it, we have about like I would say 4 moments where people in and around Arsenal, like the biggest aura gambles. That was one of them. Be excited.
Right. I'm on fire. I can't lie.
Also, Eze saying
when
we win. Yeah. So, you know, like
big up Lewis Skelly and Saka for their post-winning antics as well on that topic.
That KSE finally cooked. So I think all we wanted to see was that they were gonna keep spending and building on this team, and so that we could win stuff. But the job does not stop here. You must continue to spend money.
When you get to the mountaintop, you want to keep staying there, innit?
Mm-hmm. But yeah, we'll see. You know how things shake out. But yeah, at this point, like if you're doing KSE out, like
boring.
We can put that to we can.
You not go do that. We've got a parade. We ain't got time for that. And to answer this manager of the season for me, it has to be Mikel Arteta. If it wasn't that, and Arteta was irrelevant, I would go Areola of Bournemouth, or I'd actually go Keith Andrews. Yeah, Keith Andrews of Brentford. I think you lot have done terrific jobs. Where are you with that?
Watching Bournemouth play football,
ridiculous team,
was a joy to watch, because obviously we like the Premier League can be stodgy and a little agricultural, you know. But Bournemouth were cooking. Yeah, they were cooking, and they were in a high pressure situation. And
it was do or die for them.
They played their footy. Like, it kind of reminded me of how we played when we first started to cook, like that, you know, where you just go for it. So I would give it to Areola. I'm actually a little like, damn, do you have to go to Crystal Palace? Like, you know, you cooked so.
I don't get it.
Yeah, I'm like, Crystal Palace.
Respectfully to them.
Yeah, I'm like, you know, but we'll see. But Areola, if I was Liverpool, I'd sack Slot and get him.
This is what I'm saying. Ariola could have some decent jobs, Like I reckon he might go back to Spain. There must be something in that for Crystal Palace because yes, Palace have done well. If I was a Palace fan, Glasner are gone. I'm getting Ariola. I just don't understand it because of what Bournemouth have been doing. Because they're on the cusp of being in the Champions League officially. I don't get the Palace movement, but it is what it is. Did you guys see the banter given by the players? I love it. Can be used as fuel. I'm on that because Arsenal fans don't say anything. They say we're unbearable. We say something back, we're unbearable. I like that. It's now time to become villains. I've watched my son Bukayo Saka grow up. I'm seeing him become a villain. Lewis Kelly's never hidden with that. Rice is starting to be a little shithouser. I need that. But where are you at with that? Just like it seems like we're going from being good lads anymore to being cunts. I like this.
Yeah, I think we've shown pretty much all season that we're not a nice team. I think we've shown it with our play that we can dark arts with the best of them. We really don't care what you think. We're going to do what we want to do. I think Saka's really changed over the last 2 seasons. He is not of course he's sweet little Saka, but I mean he can be a bastard as well, and we need that.
His girl's doing the most on socials. It's amazing to see.
And we know Miles Lewis Skelly.
Man.
He's got it, and so yeah, I think honestly, I really don't care what rivals think. It's all cope at the end of the day. We deserve this. We had our banter era. Now it's time to choose a new banter club, and it ain't us. So
the biggest club in the land. I know Gyökeres wears number 14, and it just reminded me that Manchester United haven't won a Premier League trophy for 14 years. I guess their fans wouldn't know that because they were focused on sucking City's nuts off. But it's all right. And that's another thing, yeah. Manchester City didn't lose this Prem. It's you lot, It's every one of you lot that gave all your energy to City, and it was for nothing. And we're going to be drinking your tears in like a week or something.
Doku, those goals that you scored meant absolutely nothing. They meant nothing. Nothing.
The 1 minute he looked in as well.
Yeah, I was like, I'm so sorry. I needed those goals to mean absolutely nothing. I was they were wasted. They meant nothing. It's
Ryan Cherky, come outside.
Yeah, Shirky. I mean, nobody deserves it. You have an enemy in me.
100%.
If Shirky has no enemies, no haters, I am dead. Seriously, cannot stand that guy. I cannot stand that guy. But yeah, I think, at the end of the day, I know for sure that there's a true rivalry now between Man City and Arsenal because you have never seen Manchester City so shook. They were, as much as they want to prop up this City pool thing, the reason why it works is because Liverpool are Stockholm syndrome and they love getting beat by their master. If Liverpool could go back to getting beat by City and being their whipping boys,
Bernardo Silva's gonna glaze you.
Yeah, they would love it. They would eat that shit up. But City genuinely hate us. They do. You could see by the way that their players were acting. It is a genuine rivalry. Yeah, doing all of that. You never saw any of that when they were going up against each other. This is our 3rd time going up against them for a title. Now, when we go to finals, now when we're in, competitions, we're playing each other all the time. We have to play them in that Community fucking Shield.
And we need to be in the European Super Cup as well, man.
Yeah. So, my thing is just it's really here. We have true enemies, and I love that.
Oh my God, Semenyo as well.
Oh, Semenyo, sit down. Sit down. You meant nothing as well.
You've been here before, man.
Meant absolutely nothing. And I just love that. I hate it had to be you, buddy, but Gay, thank you. Thank you.
Gay, you're an Arsenal fan. You're welcome to the parade, man. You're definitely welcome. Thomas, Frank, Vinay, make sure everybody's there. Everyone from Nottingham Forest, anyone who actually likes Arsenal, you're more than welcome. Semenyo, you've had a great career. You're having a great career. I actually feel both you and Gerhi gave City an extra couple batteries to kind of fight us in this thing. But the minute you got excited and the lights were bright, you lied in the cup final that you cooked in Capier. You then started talking on podcasts about, Bournemouth, I asked them to do me a favor. Stay humble, man. Please just stay
the
humble.
irons, like all
Yeah,
of this.
yeah, exactly. Imagine Arteta did all of this. They call us cheats. There's 115 reasons as to why that has to be applied to City. Chelsea fans with Roman Abramovich are crying. And I don't want to hear anything from Man United. This is iconic for a reason. This is iconic for a reason.
Seeing Saeed outside of Old Trafford,
He's a legend.
crying, talking about it needs to be us. It needs to be us next season. I'm like, they're so rattled. Like it's so fun. Emergency meetings from Chelsea fans. We need to. I'm sorry, but those two fan bases can hold. Those fan bases can hold because they do a lot of this, and I want to see more of this.
I'm on to everyone. I can't wait to buck into Ransom Bankstomore and Abby Summers. Like, it's going to be gold. It's going to be gold. Because me and Arsenal fans, one thing we don't do is we don't forget. And it's like what this is saying here. What I love about this title is that the rivals are getting jealous instead of twerking for City. Bro, I get what you mean. We did actually win the league, man. We actually did win the league. And we need to do it again. Because I've never seen us retain it. We need to do that. Of course, I want a Champions League final. And I want to be in this. And you know what? As much as I asked you earlier about the players and in these kind of moments, you've got over the line, so you're kind of cool. I would say for the fans, you know, because I'll be honest, I don't really feel the fans play a part in what's going on the pitch, obviously, if you're in the stadium and whatnot. But I do think the players see the comments, and I've learned a lot this season. So us getting over the line and having that confidence, we're not going to get nervous. I believed we could win the league title. When we went to Wolves, I was crashing out. Wolves away, I was gone. Bournemouth, I was gone. So now, as long as there's a chance, we can kind of fight now.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's nice to, going into next season, I will feel so much more confident saying that I know we're going to win stuff. Because for me, seeing is believing. I'm just one of those types of people that once I see, I can believe. And I'm like, oh, of course we're going to win stuff. Like we got this. So yeah, 100%. I think that people will start to, they won't, they do respect us. They won't say it, but they will start to know that this Arsenal team can, get it over the line. And I totally agree with F about that 2-2 last season. You could just see like City, they weren't throwing no ball in the back of Van Dijk's head. They weren't.
Oh my God, the checkbacks. I can't forget none of this.
Yeah, like
you're right.
There is a genuine rivalry there, and I embrace it. I think the Premier League needs true rivalry back. Like, there needs no more of this City Pool Friendship Island bullshit. Like, no more of this. We need true hate, and it's going to be the Wild Wild West next season. Maresca at City, Javi Alonso at Chelsea, Michael Carrick full season. It's the Wild Wild West out here, so let's see.
We need to prove to ourselves it weren't a fluke as well.
Yeah, Gabriel headbutt. There's so many moments that just justify this whole City hate us, and that's what a rivalry needs. And they can't say that we're irrelevant anymore because we beat you to a title.
Exactly. Has Arteta matched Pep Guardiola? Sorry, has Arteta matched Jurgen Klopp's Premier League trophy legacy?
He needs to care about Cup.
No, but they both got one prem. They both got one prem, right?
Yeah, they both got one prem. I want to say Klopp only had one FA Cup too.
I don't want to dish you, Klopp. It's nothing personal. It's just business, baby.
This is why I said when Klopp left that as amazing as he was, time will not be kind to him, because when you look back at his trophy records, it's not enough. Like, that's why those little cups, you got to eat those up, because that's what adds so people can't catch you. The fact that Arteta's not that far behind his domestic legacy, time will not be kind to that record. And the ones that were there, we will remember. But when people look back and they're like, wait, one prem? Is that it? So.
And you know what you said, about getting one over with City. Like, you look in the last 18 months, we've slapped them 5-1, and obviously we've won the league. But then I remember, obviously we always remember Arteta was there at City. There must be times he thinks he couldn't get one over Pep Guardiola. Like, the apprentice has become the master. But also Nicholas Hover, because I'm sure, was it the game? There was a draw, I'm sure. Maybe it's the one you're talking about, or the year before, when Carl Walker started trying to fight Nicholas Hover and that. So it backs up your point. Like, we actually don't like each other. I'm sure there's camaraderie. Like, as much as I'm giving Haaland shit, I respect it from Haaland. You're the sort of guy on the pitch, you're going to give verbal, off it, what do you want? But We were gaslit about Miles Lewis-Skelly. We were gaslit with Trossard being sent off. Being an Arsenal fan, pardon my language, people, yeah, but you see, if you're not black and you want to know about racial prejudice and racism, yeah, and you don't understand this at all, just you see how Arsenal are being spoken about in the media and the double standards. That's what it's like. That's what it's like. So we finally won. We finally won.
I totally agree with that. And nobody can gaslight us. Like for years, it's especially since Arteta's been here, people have went above and beyond to pretend like we're just the same banter club that we've always have been.
Yep.
And now some of them are admitting that they knew that this time would always come because, you know, we were always so close. But now it's undeniable. Like I saw somebody on like one of those shows saying that, you know, this is the worst that Arsenal will be for the next 5 years. And I agree. I don't think that we still have a really young team. We're going to add more quality on top of this. Like as bad as they think our, like, you know, we all kind of think our attack could be better, you know, like we still won a Premier League and we're in a Champions League final. What do you think we can do with some better attackers? You know, going back to the Jurgen Klopp thing, by the way, he has 2 Carabao Cups and 1 FA Cup and 1 Prem. So technically, Arteta get you 2 more domestic cups, and it's because they're counting all these community shields and all that. And
Super Cups. I told people.
Arteta has 2 of those. You know, so so
this is amazing.
Manager in the league after Pep leaves. See people discussing this. I think it's a good discussion. I think it's an interesting one. I think it's one that will rage on until we get true results. But you know, I think
How do you quantify that though?
I personally think you have to look at the consistency, the trophies being won and things like that. People will say based on record, like I'm seeing it's Unai, but he's never been close to winning a domestic cup, which we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. Like the Europa League, the funny thing about the Europa League is people were honest about the level of competition there. Any Premier League team that makes it to the final is going to whoop ass. They're going to put belt.
It's annoying that he won it everywhere but us, though, man. I can't lie.
Yeah. So I don't know how to explain it, but I feel like you could say Emery, but I think he's the best of smaller level managers. I still think that if you're not in Champions League, you're not making it to Champions League finals, you're not really fighting for titles, and you're not winning for titles, it's hard to, so maybe people would say Emery, but I would also ask people, you know, so why is it that whenever you guys have a managerial opening, you guys never ask about wanting Emery?
Facts.
Fact. At the end of the day, yeah, whenever you guys have managerial openings all the time, Spurs, Chelsea, and Manchester United in particular, very few of you guys said that you would want Unai Emery. And the reason for that is because you guys know that he's like the Pep Guardiola of the smaller managers, like the ones that know how to operate in the smaller competitions, you know? But when he went to bigger clubs, he wasn't able to like live up to it.
He's best when he has to overperform, not deliver.
Yeah, I'm okay with people thinking that he's the best. I'm cool with that.
What time for him?
I do think based on Arteta's consistency in the Premier League, finishing second so many years in a row, and then finally winning it and beating Pep to it, it'd be really difficult not to say it's Mikel, you know, but I'm okay with it being the fuck. I don't give a damn, you know.
Trust. In fact, no, Arteta's the worst because it just makes this achievement even better. Arteta's the worst because they say Arteta's rubbish and all of this. That is not my conversations. Winners win, losers explain. But it's weird though, because obviously if you're talking winning, obviously it's Pep. Then you can throw an Arteta in there based on what we've just done in the last 72 hours. Coaching though, because I started thinking about coaching. If we're just talking coaching, tactics, all that kind of jazz, I have to throw Areola in there. I have to throw Glasner in there. Maybe not so much this year, but Eddie Howe, I think I've seen some great things from a coaching perspective from you at Newcastle. Keith Andrews this season, I don't know. I understand the Emery thing, like you said, but are people just saying that because it's Emery, it's the legacy? When he has to deliver, he fucks up.
I think the Europa League win and then being able to qualify for Champions League through that will erase the fact that their last, let's call it 3 months in the Premier League has been fucking horrible. Like they have been so inconsistent and they've been just like the top 4 scrappers. Top 4 scrap is always the same. Who's the least shit? every single time.
He can be the
without
most consistent
fail.
of the inconsistent.
And they were 100% in that. Couldn't win games, couldn't beat Spurs, and had they not won that Europa League, there would be a lot, the conversation would be different. But because he continues to win that, it's like, well, it papers over the cracks. Cool.
Facts.
That's fine. I'm okay with it being Emery, but for me personally, based on the consistency, winning the league, winning it when Pep is there, I think it's Arteta. It'd be hard to justify anyone else. Like, who else are you going to say? The Premier League is the hardest thing to win outside of the Champions League.
I think Xabi Alonso will come to stress. I think he could be very good for Chelsea, but he's not in this conversation at this moment in time.
Yeah, I mean, you could say, Xabi Alonso comes in with a level of pedigree that I feel like cannot be undermined. You went invincible and you won the Bundesliga when, against Bayern. That's significant, so I wouldn't take that away from him. Like, we'll see how he does. I hope it goes spectacularly terrible. Like, I hope it's the worst thing ever. So
naturally.
I do not wish you well. So, I mean, I have no dog in the fight. Not my legend, not my manager. Don't give a damn. I don't care. So have fun with that. I actually think I'm more concerned about United than I am with Chelsea because I know what United is like. They don't have to be that good. They will win games. All they need
I need
is
to see them with multiple competitions though, man, because United fans are starting that getting gas stuff again.
Yeah, but I think they did really well with their transfer window. Like, when it's all said and done, buying Mbeumo, buying Sesko, and buying Cunha, to a certain extent. I think Cunha was a little bit more shaky than the other two.
All right, Cunha, teach me how to dance. All right, Cunha, come to the parade. Come to the parade because you danced at the Emirates. We want to dance. We want to dance. We want to dance. Dance now, man.
I think United it's going to be very interesting seeing what they're like with multiple competitions, but I think they'll spend money. I think they've shown that they can go out there and find good players that are Premier League proven and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's kind of, that's where it's at. Xabi Alonso has a lot of work to do. I think that Chelsea
reminds me of Arteta 2019.
Yeah. So yeah, but Alonso is a good manager, and they picked the best out of the bunch. For Liverpool, they're stuck with Baldy. So
I still think they're gonna sack him.
They have.
Yeah, exactly. You can't progress with him.
Yeah, I don't see a reason to back a manager that the players are not playing for. I think to a certain extent they weren't playing. They're not really playing for him. They don't believe in him. Salah's coming out saying stuff. So but who are you gonna get? So you kind of waited. You should have probably tried to snatch Alonso, or I really think they should have went for Areola. They should have.
He should be getting a big
they
job.
Should have,
in my opinion.
Yeah. So, but Isak, like Roma saying, Isak is exactly what I thought he would be. As talented as he is a sick note. That guy cannot stay fit for anything, so you can't replace Salah's goals if you're not on the pitch. One of Salah's biggest thing is his fitness. Salah was always available. When you're always available, you can rack up those numbers,
Facts.
So
that's something we need to learn from, if I'm honest.
That's why we need a big ass squad. We got too many people that are so fragile. That's why we need the biggest squad. These guys, everyone got injured. Everyone got injured. Literally, everyone had an injury. So main players injured, big injuries. Kai was injured first game of the dang season. First game.
Fury, Trossard, Martinelli, Gyökeres, Odegaard, Eze, Zubamendi, Rice has had a knock. The two centre halves, Timber, Ben White, Mascara, even Mikel Merino, Hincapié, Sachs, Noni, Max. Ranieri even. I think Lewis Kelly. I don't think Lewis Kelly's had a knock. I think I'd only say Lewis Kelly, Raya Kepa, innit?
Yeah, it's
Norgard's had knocks.
Yeah.
And we still won the league, people. So you look a suck on that, mate. Like, absolutely.
The moral of the story is big squad. Have a big squad. Have a big squad. We must. So, Jesus will probably kick the road. Hit the road, kick rocks. and a couple other guys, you know. So yeah, but
Hey, big up, hey, Bex, don't worry. Are you bringing a dog? Making noise. Ask the one that needs make noise.
That's not even Bex. That's the dog next door.
Oh,
I don't know.
bring that one as well. Like, bring them all. Like, bring them all. We want all the dogs. We're playing DMX and all of that.
Actually, I booked my flight, guys. So I am coming to London. I cannot wait. Like,
we need to give Ty and the gal the biggest microphones and just let them run the propaganda. Like, now we can control the narrative, man.
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, Saka is better than everyone. You know, who do you want to put up
Saka's
against
best in
him?
the world.
Yeah, he's the best in the world. Like, never in doubt. Like, let's be serious. So it's gonna be crazy. I cannot wait to see it. But yeah, it still feels surreal. It still hasn't really hit me.
It feels surreal, man. So let's just go bask in this, man. Jess, I've had you here for far too long. It's a pleasure as always. Is there any content to come out? Even you who's taking a backseat with Arsenal specific content, there must be or have been in the last 24 to 72 hours, surely.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I'll be going to New York actually tonight to watch the final game at the Brooklyn Invincibles like watch party.
Big them
One
up.
of the biggest like Arsenal communities in the United States. Spike Lee will probably be there. Zoran Mandani will probably be there. Kyle Martino will probably be there. There's gonna be loads of like US based Gooners there. You know, so I'll be there and I'll be documenting that, getting a vlog out for that. And then you guys will definitely get content of me. I cannot wait. I'm going to meet Laura for the first time. I'm going to meet you for the first time. I've met James before.
Everyone.
Yeah, everyone. We're going to get that content out there. So yeah, should be fun.
I can't believe it. I can't believe we done that. Again, people, pre the title. You know what to do. Make sure you follow Jess. Jess, it's always a pleasure. And on that note, just before that, Mr. Holiday, thank you for that super chat. I'm going to be honest, I never truly believed in Arteta, but I'm glad. I can't stop smiling. I was so wrong and I'm so happy. That's it. That's it. We won. No one cares. Everyone put down their guns. The Arteta versus in and out. Saka shouldn't be playing. Odegaard's not the captain. Magalhaes and this. Put the guns down. Get the alcohol. We've won the fucking Premier League, man. So yeah. As I was saying, Jess, appreciate you as always. See you at the parade. People, one love.
Bye, guys.
Any last words?
Up the gun, man. Let's go.
And on that, peace. People, this is like Marvel. Stick around, stick around. You know the trailers after the film done. Stick around, stick around, stick around. Things are going on. Don't go nowhere.
Hey, yeah.
They say I can't keep my top with me.
Hey.
Talking about the league. Stop twerking for City, blood. Yeah? Wait. Hey. What's this say? I told you there's a parade in May. I never lied.
Very nice.
Against this right back, man.